disconnect the housing.
The panel is attached to the vehicle with several clips.
A bunch of little fasteners in here that we're basically just going to pry up. And what I would recommend is kind of getting underneath the panel, because what that'll do is allow the fastener to kind of just stay in the panel. You don't really have to worry about losing them quite as easily.
Lift the panel to remove it. Remove the bolts by turning them counterclockwise.
So we're going to remove the grill. What we have is there's a clip like here, and then there's a clip on the opposite side in the same spot. So there's like 4 clips. But the easiest way to get it off is kind of just, if you get your hand kind of back here on the one side and kind of push it forward, you can kind of do the same thing on this side. You can hear the clips kind of come off. And then what I would recommend is getting your hand kind of low, because that other clip is kind of low on here, or pushing out rather from the bottom here.
We recommend wearing gloves when changing your lights. The oils on your fingers can create hot spots and cause the bulb to burn out prematurely. Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
Pry up the center of the rivet first. This will unlock it. Next, pry up the base of the fastener. Pull the cover to remove it. Pull up to release the fastener. Remove the bolts by turning them counterclockwise. Take the bulb housing out of the vehicle.
You want to kind of come from this side and pull it straight out and kind of wiggle it, because the clip in the back here that you disengage, it can kind of get stuck or move around a little bit and kind of prohibit the housing from actually coming out.
Push the tab and pull the connector to remove it. Now you can replace your housing with a new one. Push the connector straight in to connect the bulb housing. Reinsert the bulb housing into the vehicle.
Align the tabs and push the housing to get it back into place. You may need to wiggle the housing while you push to get it back in position. If you're having trouble, try inserting it at an alternate angle.
Replace the cover. Align the base of the rivet first. Next, push down on the center to lock it in place.
When putting these bolts back into the headlight housing, the longer bolt is going to go in the bottom here, and the one that's a little bit shorter goes into the top.
Replace the bolts by turning them clockwise.
Make sure the bulb housing is secure. Align the grille with the body of the vehicle before securing it. It's important to make sure it's set properly, otherwise it won't attach correctly.
And then basically when we bring this up, we got a couple tabs on each side here that essentially just line up with this area here. So what we want to do is just get it back into place, and then all you have to do is kind of come over here and push right there. You'll kind of feel it click, and then do the same thing over here. Push, you'll kind of feel it click, and at that point it should kind of be on there.
Replace the bolts by turning them clockwise.
And I want to point out to you, we basically have 2 different kinds of bolts here. 2 of them are a little bit shorter and they have a finer thread, and 2 of them are a little bit longer than the other ones and they have a more coarse thread. The coarse thread bolts need to go on the outside holes. If you try to put the wrong thread in, you're going to strip them out.
Align the panel with the body before securing it to the vehicle. It's important to make sure it's set properly, otherwise it won't attach correctly.
Make sure the assembly is tight and secure.